Alright, take two with the stream. It should be fine, knock on wood. I'm just sharing the stream link around and then we'll get started. My apologies for the delay. Alright, we should be good to go now. So let's get started. These are just old files, I guess. Let me just erase this one. Alright, so this is Pikmin. You can move around, obviously, and then you can... There's not really much for you to do at the beginning here unless you just walk around and do nothing else, but you're supposed to come over here, this onion looking thing. And here we get to see our little Pikmin friends. Gotta love those, like, I don't know if it would be self-aware or fourth wall breaks where they're just like, I must approach it and press A, or they just talk about controls for the video game. I mean, plants are living creatures, technically. They are alive, but whatever, all of them are. His first instinct is to pick it up and throw it. Cool. Alright. So this is, you know, your classic tutorial stage that a lot of games have. Basically teaches you the fundamentals of the game and, you know, make sure that you know what to do in a, I guess, less stressful environment. So yeah, it's a bit slow at the beginning, as a lot of games are. But this game picks up and gets a lot more stressful as time goes on. This game does not play around. Especially in the time department, because you'll, like, after this day, first day, you're kind of on a time limit for each day from then on. Really? Yeah, okay. There you go. You're gonna be dealing with a lot of that if you play this game where Pikmin just don't behave in the way that they should. That one just tripped. Oops, did not mean to throw that, buddy, but whatever. So to get Pikmin to do stuff, like whether it's pushing boxes like this or pick up something or start fighting things, you can either throw them or you can swarm them using the C-stick, which is when you hear that little like fanfare. And conveniently, you just find your engine to your ship a hop and a skip away. And I need to turn off my ringer because I keep forgetting to do that. Alright, so we got our first of 30 parts. Now I believe you need 25 parts to be able to get the quote-unquote good ending or like decent ending. You need all 30 to get the best ending, and then if you don't meet the required at least 25, and there are specific ones that you do need within those, then you get the bad ending. And that's the end of the tutorial for this game. From here on out, the game will shit on you. At the end of each day, you get some kind of monologue from Olimar. Just random things. Like it's like a diary of some kind. And then you get a sort of like tally for the day as well as a tally overall. Since this is the first day, it's only the tally for today, obviously. But as time goes on, you'll see this graph get like, you know, it'll go up and down depending on like your Pikmin population, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and save. And head to the first main level of the game, the Forest of Hope. So this game is all about like real-time strategy and just, you know, time management, which is something that I'm not incredible at, but I do my best. And this game is pretty good at, like, you know, not being... I mean, things can go south really quickly, but at the same time, like, it's not... The game doesn't expect you to, you know, perform super well. Like, you could simply just get a single part per day and then do just fine. Or you can get multiple in a day and, you know, be done by the end of the... way before the end of the 30 days that you get. Anytime you see walls like this, for the most part, there are a few exceptions, but for the most part, you do want to break them down because they're either necessary or very useful to, like, you know, cut down on the time needed to travel between places, and you need all the time you can get. So these are little bullboard fellas that I'm attacking here, and if you throw a Pikmin, like, on their head directly, it, like, one-shots them, but that's a little bit temperamental. Like, the game doesn't behave as, I guess, intuitively as you would expect it to with this kind of stuff, but it does a pretty good job overall with it. So I'm just going to continue to grow my Pikmin population here. And we'll leave that bridge for later. Oh, that life thing indicator was really freaking out there for a sec. So you might see me spamming here and there, just the Pikmin on top of the enemies, just because, you know, instead of throwing one and then potentially just having it die immediately, it might be better to just, you know, throw a few at a time, just to make sure you get your shot in. I'm gonna leave some of those Pikmin in there for now, because there is a mechanic where if you let them just kind of grow there for a little while, they tend to sprout into bud form and then flower form eventually. Now, this is another part here. How many Pikmin do you need for this? You need 40. So I'm not quite cut out for that yet. That's a big bullboard that you see over there that's sleeping. I don't want to mess with him just yet, because you do kind of want to have an army available for them, if possible. actually am gonna just go ahead and grab some of these. Maybe not all of them, but yeah, that's good for now. For now, we're gonna ignore him and instead just have these guys start working on this wall over here. They should be safe as long as I don't leave them there for too long, because then the tiny bullboard guys might go for them. But yeah, they won't be there for too long. But yeah, here you go. As you can see, some of these have buds on their, like, the top instead of just leaves. Now, if you leave them for even longer, those buds will sprout into flowers. Or bloom, I guess, not sprout. But yeah, this grass over here, that like kind of looks like Zelda grass. If you have Pikmin pluck it, it gives like honey or nectar of some kind, which automatically, if Pikmin drink it, they automatically turn into like flower Pikmin, so that's nice. And the difference is they're basically just faster. Like they keep up with Olimar like 100%, because you might notice that the leaf ones, like, you might have to make a stop for a couple seconds here and there just because they take a while to walk anywhere, really. But while they're knocking down that wall, I'm gonna go ahead and start plucking a few more of these. I did not mean to pluck that one, whatever. Alright, looks like they're done with the bridge. That's what that jingle means. Usually, if you hear that, because it'll play it like when you're anywhere on the map. If you hear that, that means usually the Pikmin are done with whatever task they were taking care of at the time. So, the best strategy for these guys, I would say, is just to go for it. Just swarm the fuck out of them. Like when they're still sleeping or just behind them, essentially, because if you start throwing them on top, I find that they tend to have more of a chance to recover and then start, you know, taking a chomp at the Pikmin. Which is obviously not what you want. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna leave those there for a moment and then go grab a few more Pikmin. More tutorial stuff. Oh yeah, look, we got a couple flowers in there. We'll just continue to let those grow for a little bit longer. Oh yeah, another thing you'll find is that Pikmin like to make long loops around things sometimes for no reason. Like these Pikmin could have just gone like straight this way, but it decided to loop around. I don't know why they do that, but it's just the thing they do, I guess. Alright, now we have 50 Pikmin on that, or 40, excuse me. We're gonna go ahead and grab a couple, just so we have a bit of defense on us. You know what, we're gonna go ahead and just pluck the rest of these, actually. So as you can see, you know, the flower Pikmin are pretty much keeping up with Olimar. The bud ones are like in the middle, and then the leaf ones tend to lag behind. And you want to pay attention to that as well, because sometimes Pikmin will trip, and if you don't wait up for them, they can just kind of be left there, and that's like a very easy way to start losing Pikmin. Either by getting eaten during the day, or if you forget them by the time it's night. And you know, if there's any Pikmin left in the field at nighttime, then they just get eaten up, and they just, yeah, it's sad, but it's the way it is. Oh shit! No, how dare you? No, don't eat my Pikmin, you little shithead. Alright. And swarm. There we are. And here we find our next type of Pikmin, the yellow Pikmin. Alright, so now this is where the X button becomes very useful, because that'll separate the Pikmin based on their type, which I'm sure you can imagine why that would be important. We're just going to go ahead and dismiss those guys. Send that one there. So the way that yellow Pikmin are useful is, A, they can, I guess they're more aerodynamic and they get thrown farther and higher, or higher specifically, which is actually kind of obsolete in the Wii version of this game, because the way that the motion controls work kind of circumvent that altogether. But their other use is that they're the only ones who can safely hold on to these things, which are bomb rocks. And those are used to attack enemies as well as break these types of walls down, the stone ones. So I wasn't very efficient with my time today, so it looks like I'm just going to get the one part for the day, I think. But that's still fine, you know. I just kind of want to focus on growing my Pikmin army a little bit more, as it is anyways. That's an example of a Pikmin that you do not want to lose, with it just standing there. And we're going to go ahead and just call all these guys around. We're going to grab these guys and just start taking these down. And you know what? We'll also grab some bomb rocks. Also, if you're like having different Pikmin go for the same, like, either pellet or just killed enemy, then the Pikmin type that is most common, that's like all carrying the item or enemy, that's the one that's going to get the priority for the spoils, I guess. So if I, for example, when I used like 1 red Pikmin and 9 yellow Pikmin to pick up that big guy, the big Bulborb, it went towards the yellow Pikmin. So that's a good way, like if you don't have enough Pikmin on hand of that type immediately, but you have a majority that you could use, then that's a good way to do that. So I've knocked down that little wall. I'm gonna go ahead and pluck these up. So that was something I was gonna explain next. If they're in there, if there are Pikmin within like the hub area, like for example Pikmin that took a part back to the ship, and then just they kind of stay there, then they'll be safe at the end of the day because they know where the onion is from there. But you need to be careful because especially before you even get the map, which we don't have that part yet, but before you get the map, it's very easy to keep or lose track of Pikmin and then lose them altogether by the end of the day, which is obviously not what you want. But anyway, so now we have a countdown, and we have 100 of 100. We're just going to go ahead and go to sunset. This is something you can do anytime during the day. Obviously, you don't really want to do that until towards the end of a day, when there's really nothing else to do. And that's the end of day 2. Some decent numbers. Now, oh yeah, we can't really do anything still yet. Never mind. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and revisit the Forest of Hope. So at least for a few days, a lot of the changes that you make to a level will remain, like for example walls that were taken down or enemies that were killed, but I believe after a couple of days the enemies will come back and the walls might also regrow. I'm not sure exactly what the specifics of that are, but we will be seeing some of that as the game continues, for sure. Alright, so immediately we're going to split some of these up, and then we're going to focus on populating our yellows a little bit more. That's not what I meant to do, but okay. No, stop attacking that. You don't really want them to attack the little buds, because then that resets their growing stage. And it takes even longer for them to come back. Mate. There you go. looks like we got a little bit more of these guys, so we're just gonna go ahead and, or actually, yeah, I don't know. We'll just, no, what are you doing? Great, we lost one. Okay, that's just all sorts of bad. That was terrible. That was really terrible. I don't know why, but, one of those Bulborbs just... I thought it had died, but it didn't. But anyway, there goes a lot of my Pikmin. Like 12 of them. Or, no, even more than that. Probably. Oh yeah, that little wisp thing that you probably just saw on screen. That's, if you get your Pikmin to attack it just by throwing... That's more of that nectar that I was mentioning that will help your Pikmin bloom. Anyways, now we're actually going to come in with an army this time because that was a little bit ridiculous what just happened there. Very stupid as well. But you'll find that this kind of happens a lot over the course of the game, so you can't let it, you know... I guess bother you too much. Pikmin is in the safe zone, so I'll just leave that one there for now. Swarm is also useful for just kind of making sure that your Pikmin are sticking close and just guiding them in general, keeping them out of danger. Nope, 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 no, just, no, absolutely not. Another thing you can do to start throwing Pikmin faster is to swarm them towards you, because being able to throw Pikmin is directly dependent on how close they are to you. So using Swarm will help you, you know, be able to throw quicker. I don't know why they're trying to take it that way. Okay, we're just gonna swarm these guys. Beat them up. Alright. Oh, there's more. Actually a little bit low on health right now myself. That's kind of a problem. But I'll be able to resolve that soon, which will also just give me a chance to actually demonstrate how that's even done. So, stop attacking things, please. That would be very nice. So we're just gonna swarm these guys over here so that they don't wake up the dude, the Bulborb, and then we're just gonna... Yep, there we go. And we'll do the same thing with the little guy here. You might hear a Pikmin get grabbed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're dead automatically. If you kill the tiny Bulborb or the big one quick enough, depending on which one it is. Although, actually, the big one might just automatically kill it. I'm not even sure. But the small ones, at least, can be saved. So, that's nice, at least. And then... There's another part right over there, but it's blocked behind a darker wall. Those darker walls essentially indicate that it's, I guess, a denser material. I don't know exactly how that works, but it essentially means that you're going to need more bomb rocks than just 3, for example, to be able to take it down. So... want yellow ones for this. Alright, I'm gonna use some of our reds here to get the part. And then we're gonna go ahead and swarm some of our yellows towards some of these dead fellas. Grubs. Yeah, not that way. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to take down that wall right now. Oh yeah, so yeah, you can only have 100 Pikmin in the field, so when you're growing your population further, and then, you know, you reach your maximum, it'll just leave them in the onion instead. Which is pretty convenient in some cases. Because, you know, plucking takes time, and time is very precious in this game. So. Alright, so we're gonna have these guys all start picking up some bomb rocks. I'm gonna go ahead and bring these guys with us just so that they don't get left behind. And there's our third part for the day. Or not for the day, but third part overall. First part of the day. Go ahead and divide these up too. And by the way, the whole dismiss thing also works specifically with, you know, it'll separate yellow Pikmin with bomb rocks from yellow Pikmin without bomb rocks. Oh, no. That one's dead. Accidentally threw an extra one. That's unfortunate. And we're probably going to get a journal entry about that tonight, actually. When you do something for the first time like that, or just anything in particular that Olimar might make note of, he's going to talk about it on his, like, daily report thing. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and rush back to the safe zone really quick, just to grab as many Pikmin as I can, and have them bum rush this part back home, or to the ship, if at all possible. Come on. I'm gonna go ahead and spread that out a little bit further just so I have a better view of what's going on here. Don't want to lose any Pikmin in this process. Alright, and now we're just going to go ahead and swarm as many Pikmin as I can get on here, because even though, yeah, you only need 30, you can actually have a lot more carry things. Just that's a general rule, and the more that there are, the faster that they will relatively be, I guess, compared to if you just had the bare minimum. So I'm going to let them do their own thing for a little bit, and I'll probably just work on this wall a little bit. At least get what I can for it done. And now that I have the whimsical radar, I can actually see where the Pikmin are. As you see that star there, those stars indicate where parts are. But I can keep an eye on where the Pikmin are, see if they're going to make it to the end over there. And looking at the map is also, it doesn't take any time out of the day to do so, so it's like, you know, you want to use this as much as possible. It's not going to hurt you to do so. You know what? We're just going to leave that for now, because I did want to show you how you can heal yourself in this game if you're on low health. And for the record, if you do die, like, or if you lose all your life, then you essentially just lose the rest of the day. So if you die kind of early on in the morning, for example, that entire day is gone, and you're probably better off just starting off from the last save at that point. And what it means when he says, you know, be able to increase the ship's capabilities is essentially that will allow you to fly farther and check out new levels, essentially, to get more parts. So this confirms your, I guess, ship status as well as repairs your suit. So now I'm back to full health. I'm going to go ahead and pluck these. Just so that they aren't, you know, just in the ground the entire time, overnight. They will be safe if they're in the ground and you leave them there overnight, but, you know, if you're going to go visit another level, for example, which I'm not going to do that this time, obviously I don't have enough parts. But if you were to do that, then, you know, you're probably... If you're kind of pressed for time, you might want to just leave them there, because you can always pluck them the next day. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a couple more pellets for the yellow ones, since a fair amount of them did end up dying earlier. So, in total, I have 158 Pikmin. That's between the yellows and the reds. Alright, and we can just, if I can actually go to it, we can just go to sunset from here. I am doing, by my normal standard, pretty terribly right now, but it is what it is. Alright, yeah, 14 lost in battle. Jeez. One of those was an unfortunate throwing an extra one and it getting caught in a bomb rock blast. But, oh well. We'll move on. Because we did get 2 parts in the one day, which is nice. It's always nice to get more than 1 part in a day, because that gives you leeway on your time. Because especially in later levels, like, there's probably situations, like especially on your first playthrough, where you might not like even get a part in an entire day, just because you have to like clear out a big chunk of an area because of just how, like, I guess dangerous it is. Or just how many walls need to be broken down, that kind of thing. But we seem to be doing alright on Pikmin so far, so I think instead of population growth, I'm going to be focusing on just gathering parts more so. Or clearing the way towards parts. Yeah, some of these you can't even get right now unless you sequence break in one way or another, because you'll need another type of Pikmin we don't have yet. Because these Pikmin do not know how to swim for whatever reason, and obviously don't breathe underwater, so they die if they go in water. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and break down this wall for now. Just have all 100 of them on there. That should actually be a pretty quick, relatively speaking, pretty quick breakdown of the wall here, even though it's a darker color. Well, I say that, but it's still kind of taking a while. I got 20 pellet up there. I might grab that later if I have the time to. So another thing about red Pikmin, for example, something we haven't really come across yet, is they're more resistant to fire, or they're just resistant to fire in general. Like, they just don't get hurt from it. The other two types of Pikmin will get hurt from fire, though. And they also, I believe, have around, it's either 25% extra attack, or 50% extra attack. Like, they are the ones you want in combat more often than not, because they pack a mighty punch, for sure. Okay, so now we're gonna call all these fellas over here, and why are you attacking things? This is something you're gonna have to deal with a lot when you play Pikmin. They get very easily distracted by things. In fact, there's an enemy later on that you'll find is literally meant to just distract the Pikmin and do nothing else for the most part. If they do end up killing it, it's good, and they get a lot of pellets for it, but it's just like, or a lot of extra Pikmin for it, but it's just, in the meantime, like, come on now. Alright, so, we're gonna go ahead and have these red Pikmin carry back this part, the Nova Blaster. We're gonna take a couple of those red Pikmin, actually. That was more than a couple, but whatever. Oh, come on, man. There we are. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and have some of the yellow Pikmin take these back. Now there are bomb rocks here, but there's no, like, immediate place to use them. However, I think I'm actually going to use them to break down that wall that's, like, right near where the ship is. Could have done to do this earlier. Could have done better to do it earlier, but... oh well. Let's just go ahead and take care of it now. And I can also save some of these bomb rocks for a little bit later. There's another wall that I would like to tear down if I can. But I just need to go ahead and grab these Pikmin over here real quick. And then we're going to wrap back around to the other side of the map. I can't go over there yet because water, of course. Yeah, they like to get caught on walls every now and then too. Really annoying. Alright, so it looks like the part is almost back, and then we've got little chunks of Pikmin right over there. So now I can visit the second major area of the game. It's called the Forest Navel, which is pretty much about as far as I got into the game as a kid. I did watch my cousins play this game to completion before, but I only got as far as the Forest Navel because admittedly, I was only around like 6 at the time, and I was actually scared of the game. I don't know why, but yeah. Oh, that's the wrong Pikmin. Oh, okay. That was a little scary there for a sec. So we got a few Bulborbs over here. I think we're just going to leave them alone for now, because there's not really much I can do in that area anyway. Just with the fact that you're going to need water, or blue Pikmin, to get much further from there. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and grab some more of... Actually, we're going to go ahead and call all these back. And... we'll keep like 20 out. But yeah, I want more red for now. Just because I am going to be doing a little bit of fighting coming up. And might as well just take the other 5 out. Or however many. Wait, oh, there's another Pikmin somewhere that it tripped. It was one that tripped. We're gonna divide these once again. And then we're just gonna go ahead and start throwing some of these guys up here. And of course, a good chunk of them are gonna come towards that pellet, which is really annoying. But no matter. So I am throwing them all up there because I can wrap around over here without them and find another part that is guarded by another Bulborb. So once again, just kind of have them slowly meander their way over this way without bothering the Bulborb. And then swarm. Now we're just gonna go ahead and have a big chunk of those guys start taking that part back. Thankfully they default towards the safe route instead of going through the water. I'm sure they very easily could have programmed it so that they would have made the Pikmin pathfind towards the water and then, you know, start drowning so that you couldn't use any other Pikmin aside from Blue for that one. But, eh. I'm glad that they didn't do it that way. Okay, yeah. Because that's how physics work. Work, I don't know, whatever. I don't know if you say that's how physics works or that's how physics work. Whatever. Grammar is weird, English is weird. So now we're going to take all of our yellow fellas over here and just toss them up over here. So we can grab the pellet that's up there. Get some more yellows on deck. Something I'm gonna do while I have some time is just have some of these Pikmin start plucking at the grass. So as you can see, yeah, they tend to mature into flowers immediately after drinking some of that nectar, which is really useful. You know, you wanna retain as many flower Pikmin as possible. In fact, I kind of wish I could see if there's a way to get more leafed ones out, just so they can take advantage of some of this nectar. I'm gonna have to wait. So you literally have to wait for them to get back in the onion for them to not count towards the total anymore. That's something that's slightly annoying, but in a sense it does make some sense as it is. Wait, what? Oh, because I literally only have 99 red Pikmin. Wow, I thought I would have had 100 by now, but I guess not. Okay, so we'll just leave that the way it is for now. As it stands, I actually have more yellows than red. So I might try to do a little bit more red growing, but I probably don't even have enough time for that actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Good, that was a good chunk there that just got a bunch of that flower. Nectar, rather, and then flowered for it. Very different thing. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and go to sunset from here. And take a visit to the next main area of the game, which is Forest Navel, because that's actually where we find our third type of Pikmin. The blue Pikmin, and until then, we don't really have a way to get any more of the parts here, since they involve water in some way. So, yeah. That's the end of day, what was it, 3 or 4? I don't remember. Day 4. Pretty good, pretty good. Didn't lose any more in battle, so that's nice. And the tally for lost in battle is actually just a general, that's how many you lost. Doesn't matter how they were actually lost. If they died to natural causes in some way, it'll just be considered lost to battle. So compared to the Forest of Hope, this area is a lot more suppressive and dangerous, to say the least. It's very... This area is not fun. Let's just put it that way. But for starters, we're going to go ahead and just start having some red Pikmin break down the wall over here. And then we're actually going to take as many more red Pikmin as we can out. And we're actually going to take a few from here. That was not a few. And that should be fine. So you might be able to see in the distance right now those little warthog things. They spit fire, essentially. And yeah, the red Pikmin are resistant to that, so those are the only Pikmin you really want to be using against these guys. Yeah, this area, the Forest Navel just in general, is actually like really annoying because there's a lot of like walls and, you know, shortcuts that would be very useful to have, but there's a lot of hurdles that you gotta go through to get some of that stuff. And if you're not efficient about it, that means wasting a bunch of time over it. So yeah, there's the attack from that guy. They're of course going to try to attack my Pikmin, but they will not be affected by the thing at all. This guy's annoying. He will try to take like pellets and stuff away from Pikmin later on, or just parts. They'll fight for whatever the Pikmin are trying to take back to their, you know, onion or to your ship. Alright, so now we're gonna take our Pikmin and just start having them assault these guys. That's another thing you really need to watch out for, is the fact that they just kind of launch enemies, or they launch your Pikmin. Yeah, this guy's gonna go ahead and try to take that pellet. I really don't care though. And unfortunately, when they knock off Pikmin, they also knock off, or like, you know, ruin the fact that they're flower Pikmin. So they'll be, I guess, turned back into like bud form, and then I think if they're thrown again, then they'll be turned into leaves, but I'm not sure about that last bit. In any case, you also need to be careful which way these warthogs are facing, because if they're facing towards the water and then they launch a bunch of your Pikmin, it is all bad. Like, all your Pikmin are just going to start drowning. But in any case... gonna start breaking down that wall. Come on. Go on the wall. Alright, what are we looking at with Pikmin? Okay. Okay, those are things that I'm gonna have to worry about in a moment. Gonna need the red Pikmin for that. Unless I just beat them myself. You can do that as well. Like, if you don't have any Pikmin, you just kind of punch. It's kind of funny. I remember, just, like, when I didn't really want to do anything in particular with Pikmin, and I was just kind of messing around, like, I would just fight, like, a Bulborb with my bare fists, and it would take forever, but it is possible to do. Also, all walls are not, like, created equal in this case, because, like, some of them will take a lot longer than others, even though it might seem like there's only, like, 2 lengths, which is either if they're, you know, lighter in color, or if they're darker in color with the density thing. I'm not sure what it is exactly, what the values for these things are, but yeah, some of them just take longer to break down than others. It's a bit annoying, but yeah, it's just the way it is, I guess. So you want to be careful, because these guys will snatch up your Pikmin and then start flying off with them, basically. But yeah, you essentially just kind of want to throw Pikmin up at them instead. Stop grabbing things, please. Stop grabbing things. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put away some of these Pikmin. Not all of them, but some of them. Because, as you can see, there's another onion. And, so those pop rocks that the Pikmin were just attacking, they basically act the same way as grass does, where they can give nectar. How did some of the Pikmin end up way over there? How? Way over there. Whatever. We're just gonna leave some of these Pikmin here for now, and then hopefully find those Pikmin that are just way off the trail where they should be. So you'll find that, like I said, you know, that happens a lot. It's just the way this game works. It's to be expected. Although, in this particular case, I'm just not exactly sure how a Pikmin ended up way over here. Like, what? But anyways, yeah, that's all of them. And we'll go ahead and have them... Oh, they can't even pick that up. Never mind. Go ahead and just take that then. And this... No, not that. These. There. Actually, give me that. Why are you going for the big guy? Stop. There you go. Now, generally speaking, you do, like, when you kill enemies, you do want to prioritize taking them over taking pellets back home to the onion, because enemies will disappear overnight, just because, you know, there's obviously other creatures that are very hungry at nighttime, so they won't stick around overnight. Like, you won't find the dead bodies the day after. So, but you will find pellets, and there's always, like, a respawning mechanic with small pellets with those flowers. So, with this, we have now met the third type of Pikmin in this game. Well, okay, there's actually one more type, but that's only if you get the bad ending. I haven't gotten a single part yet today, and I'm pretty sure that's probably just going to be the case for today altogether. Just considering that, you know, it's not... There's probably not enough time left today to be able to get it. To get any of them. But there is a lot of parts in this area, and the next main area of the game, but that won't be until later anyways. Now that little, that guy that I was telling you that will, like, try to steal stuff and, like, take it back to, I guess, whatever layer they live in, you do actually want him to stick around because he has a part inside of him. And, the way that you get it out of him is by killing him, and the way you kill him is by essentially having the Pikmin overpower it in just sheer power, and just take it back to the onion anyways, or take it back to the ship, and then when it lifts up into the ship, it'll just, like, hurt the enemy for whatever reason, and then the item, or the part will pop out. Sure, we'll just give him that one, I guess. Just to make sure that there's no other Pikmin. Yeah, the rest are just chilling at the ship, thankfully. So it looks like the bug guy is right there, pretty much where the center star is at the moment. The one that I want to get the part from. Oh. He's actually coming over this way. Or he was, and then he decided to not do that. But I don't think it's really safe to go out there at this point. There's probably not enough time to really be able to drag him over to an onion anyway. In fact, it's easiest on this first day that you visit here because he tends to stick around in this area over here, and you kind of want him to be near this blue onion. But obviously, after the first day, the blue onion relocates to the center area where the other two are. Similar to how the yellow one relocated. In any case, we're just going to go ahead and maybe grab one more of those blowhogs that are dead. Maybe two more if I can, but probably not. Alright, let's just go ahead and swarm the rest of these on there. So everybody else is safe at home, so that's fine. Oh yeah, the game loves to repeat this several times for whatever reason. Alright. So that was day 5. We did not get a part today, but that's fine because we did kind of account for that already by getting an extra part here and there in the other days. Oh yeah, that's another enemy we're going to be coming across. We did see it a little bit earlier, but I just avoided it altogether because those are really annoying. They're called Wollywogs. And yeah, they're not fun. There's like 2 different types of them. Lost in battle. When did that happen? I must have... Oh, I lost a red one somewhere today, but I don't even know how that happened. Oh, whatever. Alright, so for now, I think I'm actually going to make a trip back to the impact site, because there is one more part to get here, and it's also a good way to, you know, grow some more Pikmin if you need some. This is a good fallback area if you need to repopulate quickly. Like, for example, it is possible to quote-unquote go extinct, like, with each of these different Pikmin, but there's a mechanic in place where if that happens, the onion has like a failsafe where it sprouts 1 for you. So you can kind of start over from there. But of course that's you obviously want to avoid that at all costs, because that's not good at all. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and pull out all the blues that we have instead of just 50. This is the annoying enemy that I was talking about. You can't really kill him, he just drops pellets and nectar. And it's really annoying when you're not really trying to get pellets from them at all. Oh right, I am gonna need those bomb rocks, I forgot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull out some yellow Pikmin right now. Thankfully, you do not need many of them. There is a quote-unquote secret boss, or I guess more just an optional boss later on here. But I'll be covering that later. That's like way later. In fact, I might not even cover it at all. Or it would be like after I've already beaten the game that I just go ahead and show it off, because it's not really... There's no reason to do it aside from just getting like large amounts of Pikmin. So, actually, we're just going to go ahead and divide these. And you know what? Because this is going to be annoying. Otherwise, we're just going to take that back. Put the rest of the yellows in to the ship. Now, there's a good chance that I'm going to lose a couple Pikmin here, because I'm not great with the timing on this. I tend to get a little bit greedy, but... And, of course, there's always that, too, where the Pikmin love to just drop off the side there. What sucks, too, is that, you know, you make 10 little mistakes, and that adds up to one big problem over the course of a day. So, you know, you really have to be careful with how you manage your time. So these guys, you essentially just want to throw a couple on and then just call them back. It's a little bit slow, but you know, you really do not want to have your Pikmin die, because they can lag around too. Like, they'll get caught on the collision of the clan itself for whatever reason. But this pearl is a nice prize. It gives a lot of extra Pikmin. So we're just gonna go ahead and drop that there, because I think, yeah, the blue Pikmin in particular could probably benefit a lot from it. Same thing for this, just throw a couple and then call them off. They didn't even attack at that time, that was kind of dumb, but whatever. Hello? Game? Now they're attacking it, that was weird. They just weren't before. Whatever. So, you know, you don't really want to get greedy and let them stick around for too long on there. Because that can happen. That's pretty much what I was expecting. At least one to get caught somewhere along the way. It doesn't help that it's just taking quite some time for them to start attacking this thing. I took too long there. Okay, we're good. This one's really annoying. But this is also the part... Oh my god, stop telling me about this. Essentially, like, you'll see a little shake, like, as it fully opens. As soon as it stops shaking, that's pretty much when you want to call it back. Or, like, a little, like, as soon as you see the shaking, really, is when you want to call it back. Just not even attacking it sometimes. It's really dumb. Oh, that one's dead. It got caught in the collision of the other one. Or, not the other one, but the protective orb. Like, they just like to go around it sometimes. It's weird. Come on. There we go. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and have a majority of these Pikmin just start breaking down this wall, or just all of them, I guess. That's fine. And yeah, it's only the halfway point, so we have time to just chill for a little bit. Once I get this part, there's really not much to do except for grow your population more, so... And we'll go ahead and just go for this other pearl, because why not? Oh, what? They just all got caught in there. Come on now. I don't know if you saw that, but they just would not move. Whatever. There goes a bunch of Pikmin there. Have some of these start taking it back, but we're actually going to give it to probably the reds. Or actually, no, they can go towards the blue. The reds and yellows will probably have plenty of time to populate. Maybe not, I don't know. Is there a way to check my totals at the moment? So I've got 98 red, 120 yellow, and then, well, actually, no, that can't be right. Oh well, I'll just check when I, get back here. In fact, here, so, yeah, 98, 120. And then there's a bunch of Pikmin here. 18 plus the 10 that I have plus the other 20 something. So 37. Well, actually a lot. I have a lot of blue. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and give that to the reds. Alright, and now it is, I guess, time to start plucking some of these flower Pikmin. Well, and I guess some of the leaves too, but... yeah, now I have like 145 reds, so that pearl was, I think, well spent. Versus 128 blue and 120 yellow. Okay, you know what? We'll go ahead and grab some more yellow and blue. I probably should have had more Pikmin out to begin with. We'll pull out another... Yeah. Wait, hold on. There we go. Just so that any more we do get will automatically go into the onion and not, like, actually come out. Because that means more time just plucking them, and that's not really what you want. Oh, great. A singular Pikmin just drink up that entire thing. Because that's totally what I wanted. Alright. I think we'll call it here. Because we already got the part that we need, and yeah. We're good. We'll just go. Oh yeah, that is a mechanic as well. So that's interesting to note. We're gonna go ahead and save, even though we did lose a few in battle today. And go ahead and return to the Forest of Hope, actually. See if we can't grab a few more parts. So first and foremost, what I'm going to do is pull out as many blues as I can. In fact, really just a full party of them. So as you can see, some of these enemies have respawned now that it's been a couple days. But it's no biggie, generally speaking. Alright, and now... Alright, there's some of these now. We're just gonna go ahead and have them kill everything. And then we're gonna swarm some of those towards that bridge there. And then we're actually going to take a lot more of our Pikmin and start sending them over this way. So yeah, I would not be able to throw this fast if I wasn't using the swarm mechanic. It would be a lot slower. It's too bad you can't really, like, help the Pikmin with this task at all. No, no, you don't want that. Oh, crap. There we go. You don't really want to have Pikmin being under bridges in this game because they can sometimes fall through the ground and then it's all bad from there because they'll just end up dying. And now the other 80. Just gonna go ahead and bring with us. So the same thing can be said about these Bulborbs, like when they shake off Pikmin, they get rid of the flowers on the Pikmin. It's kind of annoying, but a lot of enemies end up doing that, so it's just, you just kind of take it in stride. Do what you can to avoid it, but just know it is going to happen a lot. So all I'm doing here is just clearing out the path, so it's easier to, you know, just maneuver. So for whatever reason, sometimes that little one doesn't spawn that's over here, because normally there is a little one. But I'm not complaining. It's less I have to worry about. Please, please kill. There we go. Oh wait, there is the little one. Crap. Attack. Attack. There we go. We lost one. It's less than I was expecting to lose there, so that's fine. There is a way to cheese this and get here without blue Pikmin, but it's very temperamental and a lot easier on the Wii version, for sure. Alright, so now this is essentially where you just kind of want to bring as many Pikmin over here as you can, but just know you're not going to be able to bring everyone. And you want to just do your best to attack this enemy. And throw them on their head, because think that deals the most damage, and it also flusters the bird thing. But unfortunately, you just are going to lose some Pikmin here, like, unless you're really, really good with, like, placement. But one of these is carrying a part, so it is necessary to go ahead and fight these guys. This one was not the one that carried the part, but... No. Do not be grabbing things. Alright. So now... I believe there's only like... Yeah, there's this one part here, and then there's one more part way over there. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get both in one day, but we can try. Come on. There we go. Finally. Unfortunately, we lost a total of like 25 Pikmin there. But we do get the part for that, so... Actually, you know what? Some of these could go towards the blue Pikmin. They've kind of earned it after after this mess. Although, okay, that's fine. I was like, why are they taking it that way? But did not mean to do that. Okay. I think what I might do is at least break down the door that leads to the boss. The main, I guess, boss of this area. So that way I kind of have just a clear shot for next day. And then in the meantime, just do some more repopulating or just more population in general. For that, we're gonna need lots of Pikmin, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, some of these enemies are back. And swarm. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna leave those guys there for a moment. Yeah, you're gonna find, especially like in the third main level of the game, Distant Spring, you're gonna need lots of blue Pikmin because there's lots of water terrain. So, you know, it's not the hugest deal if you have like a huge difference in numbers between like blue versus like red and yellow. You do still want a decent amount of every type, but you know, chances are you're gonna have situations where you're gonna have probably like around double blues compared to reds and yellows. Not combined, but more so like, for example, if there's like 200 blues that you have on standby, then you would probably have at least like 100 red, 100 yellow. So, at least. So now we're going to call all these guys back and have them start working on the second wall here. And right behind here, as you can see, there's like a spider beetle thing. That's the boss. I think not after this day, but after the next day I might end the stream for today. And then just continue on with Pikmin sometime this coming next few days or so. Maybe I might slip like a Minecraft stream in between then and now, or now and then, like the next Pikmin stream, but we'll see. Just kind of depends. I'm not really, like, I just go through phases where I don't really want to play video games. So, you know, that's kind of why I don't stream for a few days, like even like up to a week on end sometimes, or even more in one case. Just not really feeling like playing any games, or streaming them for that matter, so yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I'd say by latest I'll probably stream again like on Friday, but I'm hoping to get another stream in before then. We're gonna see a bit of a sharp decline in blue Pikmin, and then like another sharp incline after the fact. Just because that just fighting those bird things didn't go as well as it should have, I would say. I did lose like 25 Pikmin. Oh yeah, what it's saying here, like holding A to grab one for a moment, that's a good way to make sure that you're gonna be grabbing the same one that you want over and over again if you have multiple types. But it's also not 100% reliable. Oh yeah, look at that decline there. It went way down and then it shot back up afterward. So now I have 151 blue Pikmin, 148 red, and 130 yellow. And you'll notice as well, like, just throughout the entire course of the game, you really don't need that many yellow Pikmin. Just for whatever reason, like, they didn't really... yellow Pikmin really just don't have many uses. The main use is the bomb rocks, and that's just like, if you're careful with them, you really don't need many at all. So now that my path is clear and all that fun stuff, we're just going to go ahead and take a full team of red to this boss fight, because even though you don't a common misconception about this boss, because like when its back opens, it's like steaming and red. People think that you need to use red Pikmin for it, but you actually don't need to use red Pikmin for it. However, it's better to, just because for boss fights, or really just in fighting in general, you want to default to red whenever you can, because they just have more attack damage on them. It's like 1.5 or 1.2 times. I don't remember the exact multiplier, but generally speaking, red ones are your combat and fire resistant ones. Doing something grass. Dang it. Well, whatever. Okay, cool. Still got all 100. Now this guy has a bit of a devastating attack where if you let him suck in air like that, that happens. That is exactly what I did not want to happen, but you want to throw like a Pikmin into that area where it sucks in air to be able to throw a rock like that, because that's how you catch it off guard, I guess. So here we go, take 2 on that. There we go. Start throwing as many Pikmin as you can on the back. So yeah, this fight can take a little while. Come on, don't. Okay. That was good damage on that one. Go. So when in doubt, you kind of just want to spam the Pikmin, because you know it's kind of hard to time like exactly when to throw them for like when it's getting ready to throw a rock out. Come on, all of you, stop attacking him. There we go. There we are. So now this beetle is going to go right towards these red Pikmin, because I did just lose like 34 of them. Like right at the beginning. That was really unfortunate. Come on. Really? There we go. And now for this part. How many Pikmin do you need? Another 30. Oops. It looks like they were having trouble getting that in for a second there. We're gonna go ahead and just pluck all these real quick. So we don't really want to leave any behind at this point. We don't have any more parts to get in this area, so there's, at this point, a very low chance that we'll return to this area at all. Alright, so now we have 169, and that's like 120 or 130, and this one's 151. So I think we'll go ahead and grow out our red stock a little bit more, and then maybe work on some blues as well. Oh, okay. Well. Just gonna go ahead and speed up this process by having more Pikmin help out. Besides, I'm gonna need to put some away in a moment anyways, just to get some blues out. Some of them came out anyway, dang it. Alright, that should be fine. Now we have like 197 red. I think we're good for now on that. I didn't time that very well at all, but whatever. those shiny beetle guys, they can wreak some havoc like you wouldn't believe, because if Pikmin start trailing after them, they can draw the Pikmin into, like, right where enemies are. It's really annoying. Anyways, now we're just gonna go ahead and start attacking it directly, because that's actually the only way that it'll actually, you know, like, give you anything for it, is that if you, like, throw Pikmin at it. Ah, dang it. Whatever. Actually, I think there's some more of those grubs over this way, so... Yep, there is. Alright, I unfortunately lost a couple, but not the absolute end of the world here with that. We're just going to leave the big guy alone for now, because I don't think there's going to be enough time, and I don't really have enough Pikmin to be able to reliably take it down before it causes issues. Alright, another quick map check just to make sure that nothing was left behind. Yeah, we're good. Now we're doing pretty good in Pikmin numbers just overall. Like, we got plenty of Pikmin for the time being. But in an instant they can also all die, so it's like, you know, gotta be careful. Alright, now we're just gonna have some Pikmin start plucking some of this stuff out. Got like a full 100 blue Pikmin that are all flowered right there. Let's go ahead and get some of the red ones in then with that. Wasn't a crazy amount of them that just got it, but whatever. Let's see about this. Nice. Just got a lot of them, and in fact I think I just sprouted all of them. Or bloomed all of them, except for like a couple. That was great. Cool. Well, we're gonna let this play out, and then I'm gonna finish up the stream for now. And then we'll pick up Pikmin again sometime this week. Alongside, most likely, some Minecraft as well, somewhere within this week too. Excuse me. Iridescent flint beetle. That's what it's called. Alright, this is our tally for the day. Look at that terrible drop with the reds there. That was very unfortunate. But we did end up recovering more than we lost, at least, so that's nice. 20 parts remaining, 22 days remaining, so we're doing alright there. Hopefully we'll be able to catch up a little bit more with the next stream. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for now, and thanks for watching. Bye.